And when is the best time to buy real estate?
When you can afford it and you want to buy. That's the best time. First of all, do you want to buy a house? Do you want to buy a property? I mean, do you truly want to? Are you, because yeah, you don't call a landlord anymore to fix your sink or your toilet or, you know, whatever. You have to deal with that yourself.
Yeah.
Is that something you have to want to? Do you want to? Are you ready? Like, are you ready to take on all of that stuff? I know for myself, I wanted to be a homeowner. So I was just like, yeah, whatever, I'm good.
Literally, this is the same as dating.
Yep.
Are you ready to get married? Do you want to get married?
You want to fix all those leaky pipes?
Do you want to deal with someone's trauma and baggage?
Do you want to patch up all those cracks? Are you ready to patch?
Are you ready to work with someone else?
Are you ready to dig out those nasty roots?
Yeah. Do you want
or
to do
hire
that?
somebody?
Do you want to do that?
Do you have to be handy? Nope. You don't have to. I'm not handy. Well, I'm more handy than my husband, so.
But he is a good fig tree picker.
He is. He's very, very good at it.
He picks all the fruit for
He
you.
does pick all that fruit and cans it and turns it into delicious things, so.
Ryan cans fruit?
Yes. He does all kinds of, he bakes.
He makes sourdough bread,
Yes,
and he can.
He makes jam. I mean, he's amazing. He's amazing.
Wow.
He's really good. Yep.
No red flags for Ryan.
Nope. No cracks in the foundation.
Aww.
No leaky pipes.
That's so cute. I love that.
Anyway, so wait, what were we talking about? See, now we've got off track and I can't remember.
The best time to buy.
Oh, yeah.
You want to and you can afford it.
You can afford it.
I love that. So the economy shouldn't determine.
No, I don't. I mean, I personally, everybody has their comfort level, and I get it, especially when interest rates are so much higher than they used to be. It's going to take people a long time to wrap their heads around the amount of interest that they're paying. But the interest rates right now, I know, hopefully this isn't too boring of a conversation, but 7% they've come down. And so they were at 8%, now they're at 7%. It's a full percentage point, give or take, then.
Were they during the pandemic?
They were crazy low, like 2-3%, 2%, 2.75%. So experts say that they're never gonna go that low ever again. So we cannot expect that that's gonna happen. But right now the rates are actually still historically low. They like in the 90s, 80s and 90s, I think they're at like 13%.
Wow.
So yeah, don't quote me on that, but they're low still, historically speaking. So that's the thing that we have to keep in mind, that yeah, the best time to buy isn't necessarily market driven. It's just,
do you want to and can you afford it?
Yeah. Those two questions. If you answer those questions and you feel like yes to both of those, then you're ready to buy. Go for it. Why not?
Looking up what the interest rates.
Yeah, look that up. What were the interest rates like in the 90s?
Wow.
I feel like so many people worry about the perception of whatever decision that they're making. They need to really truly feel I feel like it's important, because the reason why I say that is that's how I felt when I was buying a house. Oh my gosh, people are gonna think I'm stupid, or they're gonna think that I'm making a dumb decision. Yeah, it's really weird. Isn't that strange how emotions your pride kind of gets involved with all of that? You want to feel like people think that you're smart, and I feel like that, or your uncle or your dad or your mom says, oh, you shouldn't do this, or they put too much emphasis on what other people think, and you really have to look. It's such a personal question if you're ready to buy, if you can afford it. And so I think it's important for us to make that decision based on our own circumstances, not what other people think.
Okay, the average mortgage rate in 1990 was 10.13.
Yeah.
Let's see, what was it in the 80s? Over. Ooh!
What was it in the 80s?
Average 30-year mortgage rate started the decade at 12.85%. They peaked at 18.63% in October 1981.
And I understand though, because there have been reports, we do get reports as realtors about housing affordability, and that affordability has definitely gone down over the past year because of the rates popping up so high. Trying to basically bring down inflation, trying to cool the economy, because things are really, the real estate. But the thing that they can't control is the inventory, which is really tough. So it's a very complicated.
So just buy it.
So just
when you can, if you want to, and you can afford it, just buy it.
Why?
Like if you find the girl, she's pretty, she's smart, just marry her already.
Yeah, why not? Put a ring on it.
Just put a ring on it.
Put a ring on it.
Just do it.
Yeah, it's like end of story.
Done.
There you go.
Done.
Because all this rate stuff, up, down, blah, blah.
Is there a better girl out there for you? Blah, blah, no.
No.
Just do it.
Yeah, go for it. I love it. Because, there's no perfect. No such thing as perfect.
Oh. So we were talking about the other day about how your house is not your investment.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, actually, I think that's a really good topic to talk about, because that is something, again, that is just sort of like a soundbite, or I don't know, just like your house your primary home, it's an investment. And I feel like I've said that before. I've totally thought of my house as an investment, and the thing is that there's that article that I sent around on my social media
At ChristineCraven.realtor?
_realtor.
Yeah. Instagram.
My Instagram, that I thought was really, really smart, because you do have to live in that home. So unless you're gonna sell your house, unless you're a flipper, obviously an investor, you are investing in that house. But if you're a primary homeowner, your house isn't really an investment, because it's not a liquid asset.
Not an asset, it's a liability.
Yeah, you have to put money into that house to maintain it, to preserve the value of it. There's a lot of little expenses that you have to pay on it, things that you're gonna have to do. Every house is gonna have something, eventually. And there's, that's why for myself, I bought a house that was less than what we could afford, and definitely smaller than, less bathrooms, like all kinds of things that, I compromised on it, but it was in a great location, and style wise, it was totally, I loved like the style of the house. So, but as far as investment wise, I could have put my money somewhere else and invested it in a better investment. But this is my primary house.
Yeah. So we're talking about, and like you said, just to reiterate, we're talking about people who are planning to buy this house and live in this house. And if they ever move again, they're going to sell this house and move into another house.
Right.
That's when your house can be a liability, because, and that's not a negative thing.
No.
It's just, when you break it down, rich dad, poor dad style, it's like an asset is bringing you money in every month. Your house isn't doing that if you're paying every month on it, and then you have all these maintenance things and stuff that come up. So when making the decision, you have the emotional aspect of it, but also you're smarter in like, I'm not gonna just buy this house that might be a little bit more expensive than I can afford because it's an investment. You really have to take that out of your mind if this is your primary residence, because your biggest investment could be your biggest liability. If something happens with the economy and you lose your job, will you still be able to afford it? Like, you have to think bigger than that when you're deciding the price point to purchase at.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think too, I mean, there's ways that you can, like for instance, building on is the lot size. Can you build a rental unit on your house? I mean, there's ways that you can turn that liability, which is your primary home,
into an asset.
And you can do that. And we can talk about that. I can talk about that at length.
Do it.
An ADU, an accessory dwelling unit. Just did one on my property. It was, I mean, I think it was worth it. Right now, I'm kind of like, was it worth it? Because it was kind of stressful. But yeah, but.
What were the, okay, we can go into it more next time, but I want to know, okay, first and foremost, what are the top like things that you did right with your ADU and in deciding to make that investment into your property? What are the things that you did right in doing that you would advise other people to do the same?
My thing that I'm very happy that we did with our particular house is that we made sure that architecturally it really feels like an extension of our primary house. Nice. Because we have a Spanish style house, which I absolutely love, and I didn't want the ADU to necessarily feel like a completely different architectural style than our main house. So I'm really, really, really happy that I did that. I do feel like, you know, I made it into a really nice ADU that I love the way it looks, but I was unprepared for the emotional aspect of the fact that, whoa, we just basically built a brand new house in our backyard and now we're not going to be living in it. Does that sound horrible?
No. You know how I feel about it.
Weird. So just, that's a little, like, I wasn't prepared for that. Like, I was like, oh, we're just, you know, building this thing. We're going to rent it from time to time. We're going to make it available to our friends and family. But I wasn't prepared to feel like, why did we do this? Like, you know, like this feels so, I don't know. It just, it's a weird feeling. And then, but there are so many benefits, positives and negatives. The money aspect of it, funding something like this and putting that much money into something that, you know, thankfully we have something to show for it. I'm very, very happy about that. But yeah, I don't enjoy spending money. That's what I really actually realized through this process, is that it doesn't feel good to me to spend money. And I'm like, why am I like that? So this goes into a whole other conversation that even though I had saved, my husband and I had saved and invested that money for years, you know, to fund this particular project, it still didn't feel good. It was very stressful. And I was just like, I'm still stressed about it because we're not completely done. Final inspections are on Monday. Hey! So yeah, and I know that now, okay, we can start recouping the money that we've put into it, and we're gonna be fine eventually.
You're fine now.
Something that I was unprepared for. So just prepare yourself, and just, you need to make a decision to be okay with it. To be okay with, yes, you're making a big investment, and this is truly investment. You can say, yes, this is an investment. Because now
it's going to make you money.
It is going to make you money.
It's bringing in money.
It can bring money into your life.
What would you do different next time?
Well, honestly, nothing besides not stress so much. That would be.
What did you stress about the most?
The money. Seeing the money.
Seeing the dollar just like fly away.
Right out of my account.
I mean, what else are you going to spend it on?
Yeah, exactly. It's easy for you to say, to be like, don't.
Because I'm a spender.
Because don't stress out about it. But when you're not a spender, you need to like, when you're not a spender and you're used to being a saver, you need to truly, like, yeah, I wish that I just hadn't gotten so, you know, stressed out about it. It's just these negative thoughts creep in your head. It's like, why am I so stressed right now? This is so stupid. Yeah. And I am going to acknowledge right now that that's the one thing I would have changed, is not stress out about it.
I love that. Are you going to take us on a tour of your ADU?
Well, yeah. It's a short tour because it's only a studio.
A quick 30-second tour.
You know, I mean, it's got cute tile, but you know, the tour itself is going to be very short and sweet. I mean, it's cute. I'm going to put it, it's super, I'm very happy with it. So.
Well, I'm excited to continue on this journey of real estate with you. Thank you for being my mentor and answering all my questions. Do I have any more? Let's see. I wrote it down here in my artist planner.
Everybody get Ashanta's artist planner. It is a brilliant way to plan
quite brilliant
your conquests in life. It's very, very, very effective at doing that. So,
all right, babe. Yay!
Thank you for listening to Ladies Love Real Estate, a chat with Christine and Ashanta. We'll chat soon.
We'll cut that. It's true. It is true. Well, let's not talk about it.